Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us for another month of books. My name is Cedar Superior, and I'm here with my co-host, as always, E Boogie. How's it going?
Going well. Very excited to be back.
All right, all right. So if you're here, you clicked on the thumbnail, you know what we're talking about. We are here to discuss The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, written by Allie Carter. Now, if you pause, you can read a little bit about the description. But long story short, this is a Knives Out a la, book, a la the Christmas themes and a lot of stuff is going on. It also has a little bit of romance. The drinks are pouring, so don't forget to leave a like if you like to read books and you like to give a little alcohol every now and then. But this was my pick for the month of January, and essentially I picked it because I wanted to feel some Christmas spirit. I wanted to extend the Christmas vibes and holidays, and I also very much enjoy a good thriller. So I said, okay, let's mix the two. And I came across this book, and I thought it'd be interesting to read. Now, uh, how we do the show is we talk a little bit about why we picked it. We give our star ratings, and then we go into spoilers. So, without any further ado, E, would you like to go first? Would you like me to go first?
Yeah. Just a quick overview. I am so glad you chose this book. I just really needed a little relief
Okay.
from the weight of the last book.
Okay. Okay.
And this definitely gave that. I loved kind of the little hints of the Christmasness interwoven between everything.
Okay.
Even though a lot of it is like traumatizing for our main character who
Yes.
hates Christmas so much. Um, I thought that was well done. That was pretty interesting to have like the main character hate Christmas and to be set during Christmas and kind of give Christmas a redemption arc for them through the book. And I love a good mystery, absolutely. Not so much um, who done it, but I
Mm-hmm.
do I do feel like a familiarity and a nostalgia for that Clue style. Who in the mansion is the killer and all of that. I thought that was pretty cool, and did feel a good familiarity with that. So it was like kind of like a comfort to that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for me,
Mm-hmm.
the love story that was all up in mixed into this, I feel like it just it happened really quickly
Okay.
and it was really obsessive, and I did not understand that, and I'm seeing a theme for these books. Like if there's a love story in it, it's like I have always secretly thought about you or secretly been in
Okay.
love with you. And it's like I don't need that. I'm okay with with an enemies turn lovers, but do
Not
it
an
in a
instant
way
love.
that it's like they were never really enemies. And so
Uh-huh.
it's just it doesn't have the same it just doesn't give the same thing for me. Um and you know what? Honestly, I just was there. There were like at least two or three chapters. I was just like, I don't care about this. I want to get back to the mystery.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just as they, I do enjoy. I did enjoy how they worked together, solving different things and finding the clues, and kind of him rescuing her, and then there was a moment, where she's starting to really come into her own. I appreciated that, but yeah, I don't know. I wanted more focus on the mystery, more focus on the details of that,
Okay.
um, because I want to solve it, and it's like, um, definitely also wanted more of the background characters. I feel like we only got pinches of personality for each of them,
Mm-hmm.
and it would have helped to have a little bit more from the other characters, so I can really, even if it's a red herring, say, "Oh, I think so and so did it," but I just didn't have enough to make a good guess. But I mean, I think it served what it was supposed to serve. It was lighthearted.
Okay.
Allegedly, somebody was like trying to kill someone. It still felt very lighthearted. There was so much comedy, and I did laugh out loud quite a few times.
Okay.
For my star rating, I'll give it like maybe a 2.5.
Ooh, okay. All right, we got a
It
2 point.
wasn't bad. It served its purpose, but for the story itself, like less of some things, more of other things, I think.
Okay, all right. Not bad. I am inclined to agree with you on certain points. I did like that in theory this was a Christmas tale. I don't think that there was enough Christmas for my liking in this book. I wanted it to be like a little bit more Christmas, in fact. And I could also, like you mentioned, could have done with a little more mystery. It felt like maybe about the first maybe half was dealing with maybe not even first half. That's maybe being generous. But the first when we first get to the mansion, I feel like we were trying to build some mystery there with some stuff being, some groundwork being laid. But then about a quarter or maybe before, or I'm sorry, maybe 3/4 of the way in, it became just like full on romance book. And I was like, this is not what I'm here for. I wanted mystery with a dash of low romance. This was like romance with a dash of mystery, girl. And I was not enjoying it. I did like that there were these parallels because clearly, in my opinion, Eleanor Ashley was supposed to be like an Agatha Christie. I thought that was interesting. I thought that the whole um, setting of it being in a mansion and a whodunit, like I said, giving very much Clue, giving very much Knives Out, movie one, and I enjoy that um, as part of that genre. So I did like that, but it just became too much of a romance for me. And like you mentioned, it was too much of an instant love. It was like, what's going on? I thought this was supposed to be enemies to lovers, but it was very much giving lovers to lovers from the get. And because of this, I myself, I'll give it a 2.6, 2.7, because I was entertained, but I wasn't, all the way there. I feel like it definitely could have some improvements there. But now it's time to get into the dirty, the nitty gritty with some spoiler time talk. Okay, I hated Ethan Wyatt. I hated Ethan Wyatt. I hated how this author wrote Maggie's thoughts about Ethan. Like it was to the point that there was a point in the book where Ethan was holding the baby, and the baby just so happened to be a girl. And she was like, "Oh, of course, little girls love Ethan because Ethan just has a way with women, and all women just want him." I'm like, "Are we low key sexualizing this baby?" Like it just
Oh, I
it
hate it.
felt weird. It felt weird. I don't like how Ethan was written as, "Oh, I'm this retired Secret Service agent who's also a multimillionaire and also just has a heart of gold and also just this big and tall and big having every it was like this."
So unreal. So
Yes.
unreal. And then everything he would even say was so like B movie cheesy. When I was already out of it
Uh-huh.
with his beginning with his perspective and him just talking about like his like the inner monologue when they're in the elevator together and he's like just like
Yeah.
ew, you dweeb. Like he's just internally like, oh, I saw her eyes. And
Right.
please. And then
Right.
when he says, I don't remember if it was him or her. I feel like it was him. When he's finally, I was cheesed out already, but
Hmm.
when he finally says, it's you. It's always been you. I wanted to stab my ears out. I was like, what is this? Do you know they said it twice?
Oh my God.
One of them said it first. It's you. It's always been you. And then the other one, a couple chapters later, again says it's you. It's always been you. I was like, yo.
Like, how? They met each other once in an elevator 5 million years ago. How has it always been the other person? And we were introduced to him as this playboy. He was on the airplane because they're getting carted over to London. You know, these text messages from every bitch in his phone, and now we're supposed to believe that it's always been Maggie or whatever.
It's always been you. I knew when I heard that. I said, get back to the mystery. But please let the killer get one of them. Just make this a little more something else. Because
Yes.
it's always been you is like, that's like.
It was so corny. And like, also, I wish that we, like you mentioned, we got a little bit more of the side characters because it's like we weren't even given any clues. It was just, oh yeah, here's a couple people and back to the romance, or here's a couple people back to Maggie's obsession with Eleanor Ashley. And it's like, bruh, I'm trying to put together the things here, right? Give me something to work with. And when we finally get to the big reveal, where we find out that it was actually the detective or the police officer. What was his name? I wrote his name down. I forget at the moment, but
Clopper or Dopper.
Dobson, Inspector Dobson. And we get taken on this whirlwind story of, oh yeah, he killed a woman. He thought he killed a woman 40 years ago.
Right. Like, and why did he do that? I was
spoilers, just say none of the characters really see.
I'm so confused. Why? Give us what happened there, Dobson?
Yeah. And they're telling it to a room full of criminals. Everyone got something that they're trying to hide. And it's just the two of them. What's stopping everyone from being like, hey, let's just kill these two mofos and dust it off and be done with it? And then Dobson, they really have no evidence. They just have no evidence against him. So he gets taken by the cops for questioning. All he got to say is, I didn't do it. There's nobody who's going to say what's what. And now he's out on the street searching for you, Maggie and Ethan. I don't know.
Yeah, that was like, what? Okay, can we get a chapter on this lady?
Right. What happened to this woman he was abusing and thought he killed? And I felt like that was probably the more interesting story. We should have got the story of 4 years ago when he was beating on that woman and she ran to Eleanor's house and Eleanor had to like help her hide and solve the mystery. That would have been interesting, in my opinion.
We spent too much time on that elevator in Tucson.
Yes,
and way too much time at the party where, you know, she first gets invited to, and it's like, I would even take a little more Deborah, the agent. Can we get a little more Deborah?
Yes, yes.
She's got spunk. I kind of like her. Bring her back for the sequel.
Yeah, I feel like if they would have spaced this out, maybe it could have been a sequel somehow. We could have maybe had delved into a little bit more of the romance in the sequel. But honestly, I could have dealt with a lot less romance in this book. It was just like,
and it started to get a little freaky too. For 2 seconds, it was like the things I would do if you knew what I would do.
Right.
You would
like, calm down. There's a killer on the loose.
Where are you going with this? What I would do to you if you wouldn't know.
Oh! And they were in the tunnels getting naked and all that. I'm like, child.
What kind of book is this?
Exactly. I don't know. It
wasn't
given what was advertised. It wasn't given what was advertised. That's all I know. I felt like I was being, I was duped.
Yeah, Allie, listen, Allie.
Mm-hmm.
Give us more mystery. I'll take more about Eleanor's lifestyle, you know? Mm-hmm. I would love to know a lot more about her and her niece. Was that her niece, Victoria?
Yeah, the Duchess.
Yeah, the Duchess. I would love to hear more about her and the Duchess, or why the Duchess, And I loved hearing her kind of change her mind now that her aunt is like disappeared, and her feeling like, oh, I wish I should have treasured this kooky aunt I like that plays these games and does these. I should have really taken advantage of having her around. Now she's gone. It's like, girl, give me some more of that, because
Yeah.
I would love to know more about the family dynamics or anything, even the
Yeah.
butler. Give me some more about the butler. What
Oh
was the
yeah.
butler doing at the end?
Having a
Are they
romance
together?
with Eleanor, him and Eleanor
Yeah,
bumping uglies apparently the whole time.
exactly. Y'all were together this whole time? Okay.
I feel like we should have gotten more POVs. Like maybe if we would have got a chapter of everyone, what their thought process was, it could have been maybe a little better mapped out. But as far as technical, when we get into the technical aspects of the book, because I listened to it on Audible, I will say that the female narrator, very well done. Her equipment was fantastic. Even every time the guy, it was like his mic was getting quiet sometimes and everything. Something was like weird about his mics. And so I was like, well, I thought
weird levels.
Let's get professional, right? Let's get the same tech for everybody all around if we're going in on this book together. And her version, her chapters were so much better than his as far as the quality of the audio, that I just wanted to notate that. So yeah, he needs to upgrade his stuff.
I agree. He had some interesting levels happening. I think it's supposed to speak to how he views, I don't even remember her name. Maggie. How Ethan views Maggie as like this, like, I don't know. He looks at her and sees the insecurities on the outside, but he also believes that she is powerful. It's very weird. He wants to be this protector, and he wants her to see him as, I don't know, somebody that will like be her champion, but he's also very like on sometimes encouraging for her to like have voice and stand up and but it's like too perfect. It's like, how do you see her? Because the way he vocalizes Maggie during his perspective, she's like just very I don't well they're gonna see me and but he also is like encouraging her to stand up for herself. And then when she's thinking that he has something to do with Eleanor Ashley's disappearance, and she's like coming at him with the trowel in the garden, like, or in the greenhouse, like with like a sword, he's like, he's a little on, but he's also very like, whoa, like he's like seeing this side of her and is like impressed. But I'm just like, I don't know. He just felt very like a not real person.
Yeah, very too perfect, too cookie cutter. And there was one part towards the end that by the time it came around, I was starting to become like a little uninterested in the book because it was just giving too much romance, not enough mystery, right? But when there was a point where Maggie suspected Ethan of it, it's like, oh, he pulled me here, he drugged me or whatever it is, and brought me here. I was like, oh, is this really what happened? Are we about to get a twist? A la, you shouldn't be here, from Geneva Rose, whatever that book was. I was tuned in. I was like, oh, please let this be the twist. This will bring me back in. But it wasn't even that. It was still like, perfect. He's the perfect man. I was like,
I was like, what is this? What? Are you joking?
But it was
also got me. That part also got me. And I was like, what?
But if you're in for like a little quick, easy read, it's definitely that. It's definitely something that you could put on and not really have to pay too close attention to, because at the end of the day, don't matter. She was about the romance, and that's what the story is mostly about. You can dib and dabble with the mystery aspect of it because it doesn't really matter. They spill it all out by the end with no breadcrumbs whatsoever through the book. So don't even listen. Don't even pay too much attention.
Don't try to track what the clues are. They don't even matter.
It don't even add up. Just be along for the ride. Listen to it, or as you fold your clothes and do something else. But it was cute. I'll give that.
Something.
But yeah, that was our discussion of the book of the month. Next month, February, is E's pick, and I was asking her before the show if she had made her selection.
You know,
But
Debbie Downer. I'm looking at all these like sad, spooky, scary books, and I don't want to do that. I
oh,
have to find something different. Something, please.
okay,
But no, I don't have anything yet. Sorry, everyone.
okay, no
I thought
problem.
you guys knew though.
Well, once it is decided, I'll make a post about it. So stay tuned for that. Please subscribe to the channel and join us for more book discussions. And we'll see you later. Goodbye.
Bye.